Hi, I'm Marc, and welcome to the weekly Outside Views report on the politics in Asia and Oceania. And today we need to talk about China and their relation to the UK. Because China-Britain relations have cooled further after the G7 summit in Japan. The Chinese embassy in Britain, responding to comments by British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak on Sunday, urged the government in London to stop slandering China and to avoid further damage to those China-Britain relations. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has issued strong warnings that China poses a growing threat to the international order. China is the greatest challenge of our time to global security and global prosperity, is what Sunak said on the sidelines of the G7 summit in Hiroshima on Sunday. They are increasingly authoritarian at home and brash abroad. At the same time, the Conservative head of government emphasized that it was about risk reduction and not about decoupling. But the G7 are taking steps to prevent China from interfering in the sovereign affairs of others through economic coercion, as Sunak said, and Great Britain is in line with its allies there. Sunak is repeatedly criticized in Great Britain for being too lax about China. Most recently, he retracted his announcement that he would shut down the 30 so-called Confucius Institutes in Britain, which are sponsored by China. And critics say they are spreading propaganda and would be spying on students. In an interview with British broadcaster ITV in Hiroshima, Sunak described China as an epochal systemic challenge and again warned that it was the only country with both the needs and the intention to reshape the global order. The Prime Minister also pointed out that London had blocked Chinese investments in its sensitive sectors such as semiconductors in the UK. The statements made by the British side in this regard are nothing more than parroting the words of others and constitute malicious slander that does not do justice to the facts. China firmly rejects this and strongly condemns it. That's not what I say, that's what the embassy statement said. The Chinese embassy in Japan wrote that the G7 summit had instigated a bloc policy. The group must stop spreading confrontation and division. The group of the 7 leading Western industrial nations includes the United States, Japan, Germany, France, Great Britain, Italy, and Canada. Great Britain had already realigned its foreign policy in March in view of the growing tensions with China. And I'll see you in my next video. I'll be back.